Maryland's Missing and the Murdered is a weekly YouTube channel that covers the topic of missing and or murdered individuals from the state of Maryland. If you like this channel, please like and subscribe and click the bell so you'll be notified when the next cases are released. Any updates to cases will be pinned in the comments section of each video. 39-year-old Keona Holley was a mom and a certified nursing assistant when in 2019 she decided to sign up for the Baltimore City Police Academy. She was interviewed in 2020 about her reasons for becoming a police officer. She talked about overcoming struggles to pass the physical fitness tests and wanting to make Baltimore a better place. Holley's daughter said, quote, she had this preconceived notion that cops needed to be better and they needed to demonstrate better for the black community, end quote. In the early morning hours of December 17, 2021, Keona Holley was patrolling in her marked police car around a high-crime area of Curtis Bay, a section of Baltimore City, on Pennington Avenue. Someone came up behind her car and began shooting. Keona was hit 4 times, including twice in the head. 911 was called when witnesses reported a crashed police car. When other officers arrived, they saw their fellow officer had been shot. Keona Holley was rushed to shock trauma, where she underwent surgery and placed on life support. At 3 a.m. in another part of the city, 27-year-old and dad of 5 children, Justin Johnson, was sitting in his car when he was shot 6 times in the back. The bullets hit his spine, heart, and lungs, and he died immediately. His girlfriend, Shelly Jackson, woke up to detectives at her door 5 in the morning and was told about his death. Shelly Jackson later told police that Trayvon Shaw showed up later in the day after Justin's death and asked her about the detective's phone number. She mentioned that Shaw was the person Justin would call for anything. Home surveillance cameras near Holley's shooting showed a vehicle parking, 2 men getting out, approach Holley's car, and then the men running up to the street to get back in the car to leave. Police then used license plate readers to identify the car coming and leaving. The car belonged to 31-year-old Elliot Knox. Police found the car and took him and the passenger in for questioning. Detectives told Knox that the car was picked up by license plate readers and was caught on cameras near the scene of Holley's shooting. After misleading detectives for 2 hours by claiming someone else had his car that night, Knox admitted to being present, but another man, 32-year-old Trayvon Shaw, was the one who shot Holley twice in the head, once in the leg and once in the hand. He also admitted that Trayvon Shaw shot Justin Johnson as well. Knox told the detectives where the guns were. The detectives also searched addresses linked to both men and found bullets, guns, masks, and gloves. Gun casings at both Holley and Johnson, the scenes matched to the guns found. In researching both men's records, Trayvon Shaw was awaiting trial for an arrest in 2020 for having a gun despite being a felon after being convicted in 2006 for armed robbery and assault. Elliot Knox also had a record when in 2006, at the age of 16, he was sentenced for 15 years after committing 3 armed robberies. On December 23, 2021, doctors at Shock Trauma met with Keona Holley's family and advised them that she was declining. Her family then made the decision to take her off life support. She died that same evening. Baltimore Mayor Scott and Commissioner Harrison held a conference with the sad news and praised Holley's commitment to the city while also asking everyone to pray for her family. Meanwhile, evidence from Justin Johnson's shooting led to Knox and Shaw being responsible. Trayvon Shaw pled guilty to Johnson's murder on October 10, 2023. He was sentenced to life plus 20 in prison on March 28, 2024. Elliot Knox's trial began on February 27, 2024. Prosecutors started with an opening statement by saying, quote, 2 executions, 90 minutes apart, end quote. Sergeant Crawford took the stand. He was patrolling with Holley that night, but left momentarily to refuel his patrol car. As he was returning, a call came in for a patrol car having crashed. He raced to the scene to see a broken fence in Holley's patrol car, as well as a civilian who had called 911 and was assisting in providing medical aid to Keona Holley. The prosecutor stated, quote, her executioners approached from the left, and she barely had a second to realize what was happening, end quote. During the trial, prosecutors played all 4 hours of the interview between Elliot Knox and detectives. When detectives asked him about Holley, quote, why her, end quote, Knox answered, quote, I didn't know her, end quote. When another detective entered the room, they found Knox crying. The jury received the case on March 4th, 2024. They came back two days later with a guilty verdict. On June 4th, 2024, Elliot Knox was sentenced to 2 life terms. Thank you for joining me this week. If there's a Maryland's Missing or Murder case you'd like to see on this channel, email me at marylandsmissing@gmail.com. My X account is Maryland's M&M. Music is by Silent Vengeance. Sources will be listed in the outro. I'll see you again next time.